Okay, so this one's pretty short. I almost thought I didn't have any. And, okay, so these are from December 29th. And I see 2 peanut butter, like, forks. But they were like, they were like sterling silver. And I thought, like, this is kind of like, because there's peanut butter on them instead of, like, wedding cake. So it was, like, a small mouthful. So I thought, this is why I keep coming to the impression that we, like, elope and then have a ceremony later. And then there was this, like, purging. So I think there's, like, this attitude she's had that's really something that stuck around because she was subjected to a lot of animosity, and so I'm going to help her purge herself, be purged of that animosity. And then this is interesting. I had some sort of Western outfit, like the duster jacket and brown cowboy hat. And that might be because I'm watching Quigley Down Under, but it might be because I've, like, matured finally into, like, a hero type. I pulled out this thing and it was like, and it was just like this, like, sci-fi toy type item. And I didn't really think about it, but it had, like, this light and it went, like, down 3 things. And so I think it's just saying I have the ability to, like, see 3 layers deep into people, whereas normally people, like, see what's on the surface and have to figure it out. With my gift of discernment, my experience, and my training, I can be like, oh, there it is, and then done. And I have done that before. Like, here's a good example. I was in art class and this girl was just way antagonistic, just just animosity everywhere. Just like off the hinge. And finally I was like, hey, like, come here. And she's like, what? I'm like, no. I'm not going to try and convince you to change your mind, whatever you want to believe. And she's because, like, because she was under the impression, like, all men are bad. And I was like, this is where the homeschool nature and the fact that I've done missionary work teaches you how to, like, lead someone to clear waters. You don't force them to drink, but you lead them to clear waters and you'll be okay. And so I said, look, you have a mind that wants to help people. I might not agree with everything, but you obviously are trying to help society. And that needs to be encouraged. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, but if you learn to talk to people and work with them, you'll do 1,000 great things. If you just fight, you'll do 4 great things. But if you learn to just talk and exchange, you'll do 1,000 great things. From then on, I kid you not, the next day, calm. It's like completely calm. I had another girl like, we need a tribunal, like, just animosity. And I was like, we have laws. She's like, well, everyone's corrupt. I'm like, well, we can't just run away. We have to fix it. We can't just be like, we're going to take charge. She's like, well, and I was like, and also, I trust you. You're smart. You're wise. You've got this, right? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So we trust you to be in charge. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, do you trust me to be in charge? She's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, because it's not always going to be you in charge. It might be me in charge. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, watch this. Do you trust your friends to even be in charge? And she's like, oh. And I'm like, and that's why tribunals, And she's like, okay, I get it. Oh, you know what it was like? It was like the things that the doctors put in your ear to shine light in, except this one lets me see into your eye, but really I'm seeing into your psychology and then your spirit. Yeah, look at me figuring this out. Oh yeah, the pastor is always saying God's giving you the gift of dreams. And he said something about Christmas too. He says, it'll be like Christmas. And I said, well, is that enough? And he said, it better be. So God, Lindsey and I would both bring spiritual gifts to the world and resources and other gifts. I hope I'm her type. And if I'm not, it's a great journey no matter what. You know? It's pretty heartbroken that Christmas didn't happen on Christmas and then Christmas didn't happen on New Year's. But if God was like talking to her about baptizing and coming to Christ, it was worth it. And then God changed a lot in me. God changed a lot in Rebecca, who I do ministry with. I'm okay. I'm okay. All right. Love you guys.